Hey guys, it's Jade Sotomayor from season 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race here in my home in Chicago. Being from the first season, Chicago has evolved a lot in drag. I've been blessed to be surrounded by a lot of different types of girls. It started off with like all the trans women in like from Berlin and Miss Continental, so that's where my fish aesthetic came from. But then like we got influenced a lot with the club kid style and all different dance styles and influences and cultures all together. And that's what I think Chicago has to offer. Before RuPaul's Drag Race, the biggest thing you could do in drag would be Miss Continental, and that was led by the most beautiful transgender women in the world. And so my aesthetic came from basically trying to be that fish, femme fatale. That's pretty much where the whole fish came from. With a lot of my stuff, honestly, I love to just cover my sleeves. I'm a little conscious of my arms being big, so most of my stuff is usually a silhouette cut where we'll cover my arms, but you know, obviously I like to show my legs and be a little thotty-thot. My drag style is always evolving. I'm telling you, I'm such a chameleon. I like to go out and look fish, but when I perform, I don't care what I'm doing, what's going on. Like, I just like to let my creative juice flow and just kind of like see what happens. I never really set one idea. I just have kind of a concept of what I want to do, and then I just kind of let it grow with it. Then I got like this little bathing suit right here to mix with these little skirts that I got actually at DragCon in LA. But I like to put on like a little cover over this, give it a little J-Lo look, because I'm obsessed with J-Lo. And the fish look, so put it all together, real, you know, housewife. My biggest inspiration, I said it even in interviews in RuPaul's Drag Race, has been Jennifer Lopez, and not just because she's a spicy Latina dancer, you know, from the hood, showing her stuff as a showgirl, but she's always evolving as well, and she's always just so stunning and so classy and so beautiful, and she, you know, tries different looks all the time, and you know, she nails it. So I don't have a drag mother per se, but I'd always look up to her as my inspiration and influence and style. I went to California and I went to buy these for the reunion for our golds, and they took me to this alley thing. I bought these for $29. I was so excited. And then like 3 hours later, I was with Nina Flowers and Akasha down the street. They were selling them for $5. I was so mad. I was so bitter. I thought I had a good deal on the $29 in the alley, and I got ripped off. I like to look like, you know, a woman, but I also like to have a platform to be as artistic as I want and express myself in any way possible. And drag allows me to do that. And being on Drag Race has opened the doors for so many people to do what they want and, you know, express themselves how they feel. Monica Beverly Hills, my sister, get handed down, I call it my Tanya Harding costume. Very ice skating. I did not think that drag was going to be my career. I kind of just fell into that. Monica Beverly Hills had called me and she heard that there was a show going on, and I heard another queen was competing, so I was like, I want to do this, and I did not think I would get on, and I got on, and since then my whole life changed. I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything. They ask me all the time, how was it? How was it? Like, they really wanted to hear a different story than what it really was. The point is that I didn't know what it was. I mean, we didn't know. We were season 1. We didn't know what we were doing. And I just saw a bunch of different drag queens, and I'm like, what are we doing? I was so lost. We didn't know. I think the whole team, the production team, we were all growing together. My season is probably the most unique compared to all the other seasons because it was just very organic. We were very real. We weren't staged or anything like that. It was just, we put a drag queen. They didn't even give us a list. They said, just bring all your drag, come on set, and you know, wish for the best. Pork chop I had knew because of Continental, and Nina as well. She had the Continental, but she was a DJ in Puerto Rico where I'm from as well. And I got to see that there was two very different styles of drag, so I was like kind of understanding that what they were kind of doing. You know, they had me that was a boy that would be fish. They had Chanel that was a showgirl, Vegas showgirl. Angina that was a very bubbly look. And so I thought it was just like, okay, just getting a dynamic of everybody and seeing how it goes. Tammy Brown, very quirky, 1940s style, all that stuff. It wasn't like it is now. We weren't thinking who's gonna be the bitch or who's this or who's that. It's kind of cool to go back and watch it. I mean, if you can watch through the whole blurry season. I actually have the very first costume that we made on Drag on a Dime for the first episode, first challenge of RuPaul's Drag Race history. So this was like the first challenge. We had to do Drag on a Dime, which at that time, that was basically everything I did to do drag. So I felt like there was no challenge. I was able to find like pajama pants and just like yarn and just like a paintbrush roller. And I actually finished all in one day. It was pretty easy and it's still kicking. So I do know how to make my Drag on a Dime costumes. I'm an old school Drag on a Dime real queen. That's what I did. So when I made something, it's because it's gonna last. And so she lasts and I'm not mad. You know, there's girls that do Drag on a Dime and they just can't make anything still 8 seasons later. Come on. Mine's still kicking and I actually perform in her sometimes. She's an actual legit costume that I can wear. And this little number right here, I got to wear for the season 10 finale by the amazing Abraham Lovey. I am obsessed with his designs. I was so excited to hear that he was willing to dress me for the show. He showed me this color and I was excited. I was kind of nervous because I know like Michelle says the green and stuff like that, not to wear green, but I'm Jade, so I figured I'd do it anyway. For the season 10 finale of RuPaul's Drag Race, I was really excited, but I was so nervous on what I wanted to wear. But I've been such a fan of Abraham for so long and we have met years ago that it just seemed perfect opportunity to finally collaborate with him. And when he reached out, I was like so ecstatic that he had this material that he hadn't used and it was green and it's not a red carpet, it's a pink carpet, so it wasn't gonna clash too bad. It was like perfect, the stars aligned and I was able to finally wear one of his pieces, which I'm in love with. Obviously, if you guys know anything about me, I love to do Hush Hush and 70s numbers, so that's why you're gonna see a lot of these different costumes. Here's one that Gia Gunn actually, my little drag niece, gave to me and I love it too. This one, Cece LaRue from Chicago. If you're ever in Chicago and need something to get stoned, she's amazing. I love this outfit too. When it comes to different designers, I really like for them to just be inspired by me, opposed to giving them a kind of look. I just want to see what they bring to the table and let me bring it to life. There's very rare times where I sit and I want something exactly done the way I want, because I've had it done a couple times where I have this vision and it doesn't come out and then I'm kind of like more disillusioned. So I like to like organically come with things and let it grow and see where it's going from there. I feel like the less you expect, the least you're gonna be disappointed. I never really know what I'm gonna wear until I'm actually out the door and I just grab a couple things. So always overpack. But what I do is I like to try to grab all my jewelry for what I'm gonna be wearing, set it out, get a feel for it. I'm kind of a queen of like putting pieces together, so I just created a look yesterday for Hydrate because I didn't realize that I had to do a third number and I wasn't ready and I had all these pieces and I was just like playing Tetris and putting it all together, and I like when I do that. I came up with a new look, so I have a new costume now, but it's all old stuff. Just excited about that. So something like this, I'd probably do diamonds or anything like slow where I could kind of like dance a little bit slow because I'm such a dancing queen. So, I mean, even if you give me a slow song, I'm gonna be twirling and turning around, so. I think I'll just do probably diamonds tonight. I never know, I always pick my songs like right when I'm there, feel the energy of the crowd and all that good stuff. Look queen? What's look queen? Like a look queen, like a stunt queen, like what? I don't know. Do I look like a look queen?
Would you call yourself a look queen?
You can look at me, queen. That's your armor, that's your shield, that's what you put on to go out there and like, be this bad performer. So if you go out and it's like breaking and your zipper's popping, then it just makes you look cheap and like just sloppy and messy and not a look queen. Wear the clothes and don't let the clothes wear you, then you can wear whatever the hell you want as long as you're confident in it. But just don't look messy. I hate when people like try to confuse like not being able to do a certain look and then just putting something together and then saying it's a club kid look. Like, no, that's so disrespectful to me because there's so many club kids that their makeup is intense. It's not just a thrown together look. So don't try to find an excuse and don't disrespect any other art. Just be the best that you can be. Jade will always be around. I think I'll be like Cher, Jade, that'll be my homegirl, be sticking around for 10 more years. I'm just happy that I'm still able to do what I love to do, perform, wake up in the morning and be in charge of what I want to express and be on stage and give you all of me. So that's a blessing, and any queen out there who wants to do drag, like I said, just have respect for it and love, and you know, do your hardest to be the best you can. Thank you guys so much for coming in and allowing me to share some of my everyday looks, even some of drag history with you guys from my closet. But this fish has got to get ready for work, so you guys gotta go. Take it easy. Mwah. Bye.